In this video, we're going to talk about the Lava 20 system, which is a system that is ideal for restoration of old flat roofs. It's a common knowledge, that all roofs don't have to be ripped apart. They can be waterproofed, especially felt roofs. We waterproof about 90% of the roofs that we approach. Only maybe 10% might have to be replaced when the boards are actually gone. So the step one to waterproofing this type of a roof is cleaning of the roof should look in a very specific way. It's not just about rinsing the roof. You must use a good power washer and clean it inch by inch. And in some cases, we would even have two different guys washing the roof when one went to another, because human can make mistakes. Even if you miss a square inch, it's not good enough. We are signing a warranty on paper for almost every job that we complete. So cleaning is probably the most important aspect of the job. Also, when cleaning a roof, just before starting, it's very important to come downstairs and tell the client that they might get a leak, because remember, you are power washing a roof that it's leaking, so you might get a leak on that particular day. The next step is to get rid of all of the water off the roof. For that, we would use a mixture of tools, leaf blower or a wet vacuum. As you can see here, the wet vacuum is doing an incredibly good job. It's taking almost every water off the roof. But then you are left with the mini particles of water. So for that, we would use a torch. Now, it's not recommended to use naked flame on felt. If you use a naked flame on felt, it's gonna bring the oils to the surface of the felt, and that can later affect the adhesion. So what we tell the lads is to use the torch from a distance, from about a meter away, and walk continuously. Never have the flame in one place for more than a couple of seconds. So that way you're just using the heat from the end of the flame, not the naked flame itself. That's the way to dry a roof like that. We would also use fresh rags, fresh towels every time. So basically when you approach a roof, in order to inspect it, when the lads reckon that it's clean, we would just come in with a white towel, we would wipe it, make sure that it's actually clean. So when the roof is crispy clean and crispy dry, then is the time for priming. We prime all of the aspects of the roof, including cappings. Whenever we're doing cappings, we always do cappings as well on the commercial buildings, because the grouts between the cappings can let water into the cavity and can cause problems in the future. We want to avoid any types of callbacks in the future, so that's why we usually do the cappings as well. So we pour the primer into a bucket, we rinse it, and then we apply the primer onto felt. The primer dries very quickly. It's dry in about 20 to 25 minutes, depending on the weather conditions. So once we have the primer applied across the entire area, by the time you walk from one side of the roof to the other one, the primer would be usually dry in one area of the roof, so then the other lad can start waterproofing the roof. So once we have the primer dry, then we start with our lava. We open can of lava, we mix it up properly, make sure that the polyurethane mixes with the agents inside, and then we start doing the joints. It's very important to mix it for longer than you think you should, because polyurethanes don't mix as good as acrylics, let's say, so you need to know your chemistry when it comes to chemicals. And then we start applying it onto the joints, under the cappings. We're doing all the details. So basically every single joint on the vertical walls must be done using the mesh tape, as you can see in the video here. So we apply it using the wet on wet technique. So you're cutting a bit of the tape, you apply it onto the wet material, and then you follow with another batch of the liquid lava, and that joint is now done. So once we go around the perimeter of the roof with this detail, then we can go ahead and attack the walls, the upstands. So after the upstands are done, then we can go ahead with the flat area. Now on the flat area, we must use fully reinforced matting, as you can see here. So we roll out the matting, we make sure we leave an overlap, and then we pour the liquid over it. Now we might have to make sure that the lava is fully bonded with this. So when we pour the lava on top of this, we need to make sure that we work the material into the matting, make sure that it's all fully bonded, as you can see here. At this spec, it's almost physically impossible to break the system. It's literally bulletproof. We have used this system even on such jobs as car parks, where there's a high traffic of cars, You can also use an anti-slip system on top of this. There are also different options for top coats. The most famous top coat is the dark gray top coat. It looks almost as fiberglass, but you have to remember that the chemistry here is completely different. This stuff is completely different to fiberglass. So, fiberglass, as the name says, it's basically glass, so it's hard. It'll never expand and contract. It'll fail fail, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, fiberglass will fail 70% of the time. And this knowledge is based on the opinion of people who have been fitting fiberglass for years. Because I personally run trainings in Dublin Ballymount where we teach people how to apply lava. And majority of the contractors who come are fiberglassers who are switching from fiberglass to this stuff. Simply because of the flexibility of the material. Because with fiberglass, when the roof starts moving, it will literally crack and you cannot avoid it. It's just, that's just the way it is. Plus, you cannot use fiberglass on any area larger than 50 square meters. I know people can use expansion joints and all that, but that rarely fixes the job. I have seen a couple of jobs done that are 1,000 square meters done with fiberglass and all of them have failed. It's not like some percentage of them might fail, all of them have failed. The ones that I'm aware of. So there you go, the system is literally unbeatable when it comes to liquid waterproofing, you know. All we do is we recondition existing roofs using this material, and I swear by it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Thank you.